I'm live, I'm live, I'm live. What is happening? Let me go ahead on and get up with these advertisers for tonight. First up tonight is Hopkins Design. Monthly retainer spots are open. That means you can pay him a monthly retainer fee and keep him working on your stuff all the time. He does web, print, logos, photos, videos, web hosting. He does everything you could possibly want. If you need a website or a logo or anything in between, reach out to hopkins-design.com. Get a hold of Mr. Earl Hopkins himself, and he will hook you up. Next up, our good friends over at Urban Rides Magazine. Urban Rides Magazine, established in 2019, the premier motorcycle magazine. Badass. You got to check them out on urbanridesmagazine.com or their sister publication, Street Bagger Magazine. Get over there, get you a subscription either digitally or you can get a print subscription mailed to you. Anyway, get over there, check them out, get you something. Next up, our good friends over at J&D Custom Polishing and Plating. What can I say about these guys other than if you want the most badass chrome in the industry, you got to hit up J&D Custom Polishing and Plating. The number and the information's on the screen. Get a hold of them. You need them, call them. Next up, our good friends over at Indiana and Illinois Thunder Roads Magazine, another great magazine. Some things might be coming out here in the near future about Thunder Roads Magazine and the grind. Get over there, get you a copy, get them on Facebook, and you let them know I sent you. Next up, American Drag Seats, AmericanDragSeats.com. You need a Harley Davidson replacement seat that's much better than the factory seats? Get with us. We got you covered. You got a custom bagger you want a seat done on? Man, mail us the pan or bring your bike here. We can make the pan, do the foam, make the covers. We can do all of it. American Drag Seats, AmericanDragSeats.com, American Drag Seats Attitude Inc. on Facebook, and American Drag Seats on Instagram. Next up, our good friends over at Jade Affiliated. You need some badass wheels for your Harley Davidsons. You got to get with these guys. All sizes, all makes, all models. Jade Affiliated, the best wheels in the industry. Go check them out at jadeaffiliated.com and let them know that Kevin with the Grind sent you. Next up, Legacy Bike Works. Legacy Bike Works here in Manville, Texas. We can build bikes. We can do audio, custom choppers, bobbers, fabrication, anything you could possibly want in the motorcycle world. We got you covered. We're dealers for so many of the custom shops out there, custom manufacturers, parts, audio. We got them. We can get it for you. Check us out. Legacy Bike Works on Facebook and Legacy Bike Works on Instagram. Next up, our good friends over at Shy South. Bikes, cars, trucks, hot rods, custom paint. They do it all. ShySouthCustoms.com. Call them up on the phone. Talk to Smooth himself, Dan Juban. You need a project, you need something done, get with Shy South. They will take care of you. Next up, our good friends at Hell Speed Shop, hellspeedshop.com. Man, I cannot tell you, dude, they drop some of the most badass, excuse my French, flannels, t-shirts, hats, all kinds of stuff, banners. They've got some really cool collectible banners, man. I've got 2 of them. I'm actually fixing to get my second one here in another couple days. Anyway, get over to hellspeedshop.com, look for the Grind logo, save yourself a little bit of money, order up your apparel there, and let them know that you got to click that Grind banner. Let them know that this is working for them. Next up, our good friends over at Lift King. Specialty automotive collision restoration paint and body equipment. You need the proper equipment to paint parts, bodywork parts. Get with Lift King. You can go to www.liftkingproducts.com or you can call the number on the phone. They've got what you need. If you're a painter, professional, serious painter in the industry, you need their products. Go check them out at liftkingproducts.com and let them know Kevin with the Grind sent you. Another thing, if you click on the banner for the Grind and you click on the banner for Shy South, you will save 20% on your order for the next 2.5, 3 weeks. Go over there, save yourself 20% on your order, and check them out. You got to get it done. So what's happening, everybody? What is up? Let me give my shout outs to those that are jumping on here quick. Uncle Bruno, Dan, Smooth, Juban, Marsha Fitzpatrick, Vertical Customs in the house. Who else we got in here? Let's see. Nancy Weems over there on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you watching over there, Nancy. Man. Yeah, Lift King 20% off. Get yours now. You got to click the things, but you got to get over there and get them. So anyway, tonight's going to be a different type of show. I'm not going to be talking about any one specific product or talking about stuff that I get accused of not knowing. What I'm actually talking about tonight is more about how this industry is just getting to the point where everyone feels like they have to step on somebody to increase their game, to sell their products. And I'm, like I said, I'm going to go at this one a little bit different than I've gone before, because as everybody knows, most all of the crap talking and beating people up and all that stuff on the interwebs, it always happens, man, on Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays. By the time Thursday rolls around, it's old news. Well, everybody saw this whole big debate between Cody McNew and the peanuts and water theory, and then Scott Owens got on here and he did his water peanut theory thing. But all I'm going to say about this is that I know both of those guys make products. I make seats. I do. Man, if you have a Harley Davidson, like the brand new 2024, 23, 24 CVO Road Glides, I make seats for them. You need a custom aftermarket seat, I got you covered. I make a seat. But you're never going to hear me put down James Carter because James Carter makes seats. I'm just not going to do that, because I know James personally. James makes a kick-ass seat. I make a kick-ass seat. We respect each other. Just like Troy Swarver, just like Dave Voss. And man, there's so many people out there that make custom seats. I'm not privy to everybody. And this is the worst thing I'm going to say about any of my competition, is if I don't know you, I don't care about you, because I don't know you. So therefore, your name is never going to come across my lips. It's not going to happen because I don't know you. If I get to know you and you're a douchebag, I'm still not going to badmouth you, because whatever is your issues with me, it's not with the interwebs. It's not with the internet. One of the things that drives me just absolutely nuts, and it's a very, very true statement, is that we have a solid 25 to 50 people every Thursday night watching this show. And man, I'll tell you right now, man, some of the highest numbers I've ever had watching my show are on the nights when you have controversy, when you have bullshit, when you have, it's just negativity. And those are the nights that I have the most people watching, because the truth of the matter is, and I don't care who you are or what you say, you love watching the bullshit. It's like driving down the freeway, you see a car wreck and you're in a hurry, you got to be somewhere and you're blah, 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 get the fuck out of my way, get on. But yet as soon as you pass that wreck, you're the first one rubbernecking. You got to be seeing what's going on. And it's bullshit. It's really bullshit that as a country, as an individual, whatever you want to say it, everybody is addicted to the train wreck. Everybody is addicted to the bullshit and the naysayers and the drama. And I get it. Occasionally, you need a little bit of drama. And you're right, Daniel. It's because I'm boring. You're 100% correct. But to let you know, I have a show that's just a grassroots movement. It's just a bunch of people coming together to watch me. And sometimes my shows are kick-ass and they got some bad stuff going on. And man, these shows are informative. I've got good stuff to talk about. I love that name, Cody McHugh. I'm seeing that, but that's not my point. My point is that I have a pretty huge range of people I'm willing to interview, because I don't want it to be just tech tips. I don't want to interview just the most famous people in this industry. I want to interview people that are interesting and bring something good to the show. Like Lift King last week, when I agreed to interview LJ, it was because there are painters out there that are still charging crap tons of money, but they use some of the most inferior equipment. And I get it. I get why you use what you use. I'm not putting down your method. I'm just saying I wanted to bring something to the table that could make your processes better. But, no one's interested in that because everybody's interested in the fucking drama. That's the mess. That's the double edge to the sword. I'm boring, but yet when I bring in informative stuff to the show, that people are like, oh, this is boring. But, just like, I'm supposed to be interviewing the guys from Law Tigers in a week or two. I'm supposed to be interviewing Horny Mike in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be trying to drum up more interviews with good people. But the funny thing is that when it's in informative stuff that's actually good for the industry, like when I bring in Law Tigers, we're going to discuss some of the ups and the downs of having a good motorcycle lawyer as opposed to just having a regular lawyer. But who's going to want to watch? Because it's informative. There's no drama. There's no BS going on. So the numbers, I'm afraid the numbers might be a little low because you guys don't want the information that you actually need. You want information of somebody talking shit about somebody because that's the drama. That everybody loves that drama. Oh my God, what is this person going to say about that person? Oh my God, what's this going to be about that? Good point, Brian Barber. Tim Nagy is doing videos all the time of new products and stuff he's coming out with. And I really do need to interview him because I'll tell you what, I had a good conversation about a year and a half ago with Tim Nagy. And man, we stayed on the phone for almost 2 hours, just talking business, talking parts, how to get things to the next level, how to do this, how to do that. And it was a great conversation. So thank you, Brian. You just did that. And I think right now I'm actually going to do that. Actually, I'm going to send him a text message because that would be a kick-ass interview. There, send the text message. Just send it right now. If you guys don't believe me, well, let me take that off the screen. You guys don't believe me. I just sent Tim Nagy. I'm not going to show it to you too long because I don't want y'all to see his number. But I sent him a message saying, hey, we got to get that interview rocking and rolling because that is a very good idea right there. Let's talk about choppers and bobbers. Timothy Skates, I would absolutely love to be doing choppers and bobbers, but I can't get any of the true chopper bobber guys to do interviews. Every single time I try to reach out to these guys, that's going on. That's right. Hold, please. I have to go answer some text messages from someone. But that's the cool part about this show is that there are loyal followers because it's a good show. It can be a better show. And don't get me wrong, there's going to be situations where there's going to be BS talking here and there because one thing about me is that the few friends that I that I actually have in this industry that I really consider friends and not just associates, the true friends I have, dude, when you start messing with my friends, and it's this way for everybody, I'm not special about this. I take it personally, and then I want to jump into the ring and I want to say something. Brian Barber is the whole reason I'm not going to sit here and keep talking about Watergate 2024 tonight because it's old news. It's over with. Those people did their thing. They're handling their business. It's over with. It's done with. You make it good, Kevin, because you can really talk. Well, I haven't always been able to talk like this, but thank you very much. But after 5.5, 6 years, let me see, so 18, so 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So after 6 years of doing this, I've learned to talk. I've also learned that I'm very boring by myself, which that's not a put down. It's just a reality because nobody else watching the show actually does another show. Um, and I don't and to have a regular scheduled podcast show, whatever you want to call this, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of money. Yeah, that's not going to happen, man. That's not going to happen. But anyway, but my whole point is that I am trying, and I'm telling you guys the truth is that I do want to get more people on here. And one of the people we're working on getting right now is Horny Mike. And everybody knows who Horny Mike is. And if you don't know who Horny Mike is, all you got to do is go watch Counting Cars, which is Danny Coker's show, and Counts Customs. We're going to try to get Ryan Phillips on here. I think that's his last name. Ryan on here. We're going to be looking to get a couple other people on the show because, in my opinion, this is more of a real show than a lot of the other shows where they actually do the interview, go back and edit it, and do this, that, and the other. This is live. What happens, happens. Yeah, because no one has the time to deal with the dick pics of Cody McHugh. There is no way that is a real thing again, Brian Barber. Please tell me that is not true. That is not true. That can't even be true. Ryan Evans, not Phillips. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. Ryan Evans. My apologies to Ryan. I appreciate that. It's Ryan Evans and Horny Mike. Yes, that would be a great show. Two separate shows, mind you, because Horny Mike would eat up an hour and a half or so. And then Ryan Evans would eat up another hour and a half or so because those guys, I mean, they have so much to talk about, so much. There's so much to them because of being on TV and in the spotlight and things of that nature. Now, a lot of you guys, he was thinking about me. I honestly believe, Greg's, is because your name popped up and I did say that. But my whole point is I hate it when I get people's names wrong. But the reality is that I don't know these guys personally. So it's kind of upset. People can get upset all they want. But when I met a certain individual for a certain band and I had no clue who the band was, the guy was kind of relieved because I didn't treat him like a celebrity. I treated him like some dude that just wanted a motorcycle seat. And it made him happy. I'm not going to name drop on that guy because, well, I don't know half of you guys would actually know him, but he is a very, 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 very huge person in the rock and roll. I don't even know if you call it rock and roll, but in the industry now. But I will. My whole point to this show tonight is that I've seen it and I've seen it and I've seen it and I've seen it happen so many times where people just really love to talk smack about another shop. Okay, so he responded. So that's good. What the hell? That's badass, Matt. But my whole point behind the show is I wanted to do a show where people in this industry, whether you're a professional bike builder, you're a novice bike builder, or you're just an enthusiast that just wants to ride, you can be introduced to motorcycles. You can meet people in the industry that are professionals, been doing it for years and years and years. You can meet new guys that have only been doing it 5 or 10 years, or you can meet the novice guys that just started doing it, but build a community and a network, which Dan Juban is amazing at. But build a network where you can go watch a show on a Thursday night and get something from the show, whether it's something not to do or it's meeting somebody new, asking questions. Like, it's very rare that I get legitimate questions on the comments, but I take legitimate questions. If you have a legitimate question, throw up a legitimate question and I'll answer it to the best of my ability, or I'll post it for everybody so that everybody gets an opportunity to answer the questions. Because I'll tell you this right now, one of the nastiest, dirtiest, crappiest things in this industry is what they call trade secret. Trade secret to me is insecurity. You do something and you're so insecure that someone else would do it and steal your thunder that you're not willing to communicate with other builders, other painters, other seat guys, or other, enthusiasts, because you're afraid they're going to take your idea. And I've seen it and I've seen it and I've seen it. And it's probably one of the shittiest things that I'm privy to on a regular basis is when someone does something, they're so afraid to put it out there because somebody else is going to take it. And I'll just say there are a couple products on the market, one of which I make because I don't have a choice. I've had to make these because they have to be custom fit to what we're building. Is I make tour pack brackets. Now, we make all kinds of tour pack brackets. I have a CNC plasma table. One of the first things I did was I called Curly because Curly actually makes a line of custom tour pack brackets. Curly can't make what I want to make, not because Curly can't physically do it, but because Curly, I would have to draw patterns out here and do everything here and then mail him the stuff and then get paid for it and get it mailed back to me, when I can design specifically exactly what I want and I can go and make my own part. I'm not selling them to the general public, to other builders. I'm doing them for the bikes that I'm working on. Curly's cool with that. But if somebody else in this world decided they wanted to start copying Curly's backrest brackets, Curly would have an issue with that. And I wouldn't blame him for having an issue with that. But if Curly came at me and said, hey, man, you can't be doing that, I'd be like, no, the fuck I can't. Yeah, I can, because I can't afford to do this, and this just to get you to make something that I physically can make in my shop right now. It's a respect thing. Also, I respect Curly. I respect that he is stepping his game up into the manufacturing world, and that's where it's at. I've been saying that for a long time. If you can be an Eric Contreras, if you can be that guy and make an entire living off of just building custom bikes, man, more power to you. But for you guys that don't know, even Eric Contreras, at the number of bikes he pumps out a year and the success he's having with just his bike builds, that guy also has a full line of parts that he makes and manufactures. And I know that because Eric's a friend of mine, okay? And he's also my direct competition here in Houston. Now, why is it that my direct competition can get along with me and I can get along with him and we both can make shit happen in Houston and the surrounding areas without hating on each other? I've never seen a post. I've never seen a video. I've never seen anything, a hashtag, where he is hating on me, American Drag Seats, or Legacy Bike Works. Never. Just like you will never see me post a picture, you'll never see me post a hashtag or anything negative about Eric, because it doesn't do anything for me to put him down. It actually does something good for me to build him up, And if I'm constantly building other people up, what does that say about me? It says that I have integrity. I have integrity knowing that if I'm here and I'm helping other people, like if somebody called me in Conroe and said, hey, man, I want a custom bike built, but you're too far away. You're an hour and a half away. Do you know anybody else up there by me? I literally would say Eric Contreras first. Then I would say Lee, and I can't say Lee's last name, because they're both up in that area. I'm not going to take the work. I'm going to give them what they, hey, here's the deal, man. Give you what you got. And it doesn't make me less of a person. Doesn't make me insecure in my bike building abilities. It just means I'm trying to be a good guy for the industry. Just like I'm trying to be a good guy with this show. I'm trying to do something that I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people don't want to commit to this type of show. They don't want to commit to a show at all. Very few people are willing to commit to doing a show every single week. Now, I've actually thought about pulling my show back and just doing my show every other week because it's a lot of time. And it's a lot of time staying here. It's 9 o'clock in Houston. It's almost 9:30 in Houston. You know, I got to be up at 5 a.m. to go to work in the morning. If I get done with the show at 10, I typically have a phone call or two after the show. So I don't even go in the house till after 11. And then when I go into the house at 11, then I got to go inside, take a shower, clean up, unless I've gone to church that night. Then I go to church first, then I do the show, and then I can go in and go to bed about 11:30. But I'm still up at 5 a.m. to go to work. So it's taxing to do the show, but this is the industry that I like. This is what I enjoy doing. And I know sometimes it gets stagnant and sometimes it's a little boring to watch. And that's cool, man. Don't watch. Take the night off. Go do your own thing. It's totally cool. I'm still going to be here. Because I'm trying to grow the presence. I'm trying to grow the page. I'm trying to grow the brand. I'm trying to get it to where bigger name people want to get on the show. Like I have friends in the music industry, like I've got good friends in the band Warrant. I don't know how many of you guys remember the band Warrant, but the lead singer, I'll say all those guys in Warrant are my buddies. I have their cell phone numbers. I see them every time they come in town. We hang out. But I would love to interview Robert Mason, their lead singer, because that dude is in the motorcycle and the hot rod community. He just is. He's one of his closest friends is Trask from Trask Performance. That's one of his good buddies. If you don't think Robert Mason, being the lead singer of, one of the biggest bands in the country, he's the shit. He would be a great interview, trying to track him down, get him to slow down and do it. Ricky Rocket from Poison, the drummer of Poison. He's a buddy of mine. I would call him more of an acquaintance, but I've been working on trying to get Ricky on the show because Ricky is definitely into motorcycles. He's so into motorcycles, it's not funny in California. And the dude is himself is an amazing guy. Fought cancer in one of the biggest bands over the last 35, 40 years, one of the largest bands, still relevant, still drawing massive arena crowds. And he's a good dude. Eddie Trotta would be a good guest. I would agree 100%. But my whole point is that it takes time and it takes getting the numbers of the show, getting them higher. It takes getting the viewership a little higher so that these bigger attracting guys would want to come and interview on the show. Talked to Joe Martin about a year ago about doing the show. And he simply just said, hey, man, my schedule is so busy. I'm traveling so much, filming on the Iron Resurrection, things like that. It's just going to be hard for him, but he would love to do it. It's just going to be hard. I've reached out to Billy Lane so many times, but you have to go through emails and emails and emails to get a hold of Billy, get a hold of Paul Sr., get a hold of, Jesse James. Some people are just out of my reach. I wish they weren't because I would love to interview those guys because those are good dudes for this show. But my whole point is that it's appalling to me that people have to put people down to make themselves feel better in this industry. And I actually just don't get it. I would love to sit here and talk about a couple of people, but I'm not going to open up their names and bring them more light and bring more to their thing. But even the couple of people that I really don't like and would never have on my show again, I still don't wish them any ill will. And I'm not going to waste my breath anymore putting them down, getting mad at them. Just let them go do their life, live their life, be happy, do their thing, and I'm just going to do my thing. There's Facebook and there's real life. There is a behind the scene to this industry that most people don't see. People call out people on Facebook, but then get blocked. Then comes the industry behind the scene text. So, yes, Jimmy, that is a very true statement. What's up, Logan? Yo, yo, yo. There is a lot to behind the scenes. And if you could get somebody to come on this show and just blab all of the behind the scenes stuff, you would have a nonstop show for over 24 hours because everybody has something that they've done that they're not proud of. And they can sit here and defend themselves till they're blue in the face and be like, but at the end of the day, if you did something and you know in your heart of hearts you did something, you did it half-assed or you did it wrong or whatever, you already know. You got to make that right with the people. Dude, I was just talking about you. Did you not see what minute number 10, I think it was? The 10-minute mark? I was just talking about you, James Carter. Fuck yeah, I love you, James. You're absolutely right, man. See, good example right there, James Carter. When me and James Carter first met, it was like two Rams, just, I'd love to show you guys our messages. If I could show you guys our messages, y'all would be like, holy shit, y'all didn't fight? No, because things get said, taken out of context, and until you get to know somebody, just like James was an asshole. And if James doesn't leave a comment saying that I was an asshole to him, he's gay. But James was an asshole. But when we actually talked, when we actually listened to each other, we realized, dude, we are not that far separated. We're actually a lot alike. And then find out we're both musicians. He's a much better musician than I am because he's still doing the band thing right now. But we found out, dude, why am I hating on somebody that, for all practical purposes, I could literally be best friends with just because we both do the same exact thing? And I was like, you know what, man, dude, whenever James Carter wants an interview on this show about his seat company, you are god dang straight. He gets an interview with me about his seats. I will pimp that man out. I will promote his work, and that directly affects my work. But you know what? I think he deserves it. God should bless him. He does great work. He needs more work. And I know for a fact now that I know James and James knows me, that if there is somebody in Houston, James would more than likely tell him, hey, dude, go check out my buddy Kevin in American Drag Seats. He's right down the street from you. He can handle that. And I would. And I would appreciate James for saying that. But my whole point is that you don't see the behind the scenes crap that goes on between people. But we're all guilty of it. Hello, I'm saying all of us. We are all guilty of wanting to stop and look at the train wreck or the car crash. I'm very guilty of it. Because I want to know. I want to know. I feel like I deserve to know. Why are you talking smack? You need to shut up and just stay in your lane. I say that, but the reality is not everybody gets along. Not everybody is on the same page. And you know what? It is what it is. I can't fix that, and I ain't even going to try to fix it. Just like the biker build-offs. I want to bring the biker build-offs back. And a lot of you, if not all of you, have agreed. It's time. It's time to bring them back. 2020, 2021 kind of screwed us. COVID, I'm not even going to get started on that bullshit. But it really put a dampener on the motorcycle rallies and all that stuff. But I would like to bring them back because the art of competition, the art of the competition that I built, that I wanted to do, I was trying to bring people together and make something really cool happen. And it did for the most part. Ironically, there's only a couple of the builders that I even still talk to. I don't know why. I'm not going to say they're mad at me or there's some rift between us. Just to say, it's just, I don't even talk to any of the builders other than a couple of them from the biker build-offs, the 6 that we did do. But I am, and that's what I was telling you guys about, is I'm trying to work something out with a couple of the magazines to do another biker build-off, but part of that biker build-off be specifically about the magazines. Because it's cool, and no offense, I've seen some of the best building something in 3 months, 90 days from beginning to end. It's hard, but you get the videos, you get the competition, you get the little bit of, shit talking between the two builders. It's just good. And everybody likes to see what somebody's building. I could list off probably 10 builders right now that I would love to see. And you may know all of them, you may not know half of them, but that's okay. You know some of them, but I'd love to bring it back. So we are working towards, I can't tell you when it's going to happen, but I really am discussing it, trying to move forward and get the biker build off going again. And instead of doing 3 a year, which is very taxing time frames, it's a lot of plan, a lot of money, a lot of travel for me. Even though you think it's only 3 different bike shows. Well, you're right, but you're doing a bike show either in February or March, which would always be March. Then you're doing another bike show in the summertime. Then you're doing another bike show in the fall. So uh, it having to go to the different bike shows and stuff of that nature is really hard, especially if you're just a part-time worker and stuff like that. It's taxing on your money, but I love doing it, and I would love to do it. Bring them back. So my whole point was, and I'm rambling now, is my whole point is I am working towards bringing the biker build offs back. The one-on-one might have some crazy shit and do, a three-way, three builders against each other. I would love to do a build off that was 100% audio. That would be pimp to me. I'd like to do a straight up, no paint job chopper build or bobber build. That way, any metal work you did, any Bondo work you did, you'd have to show it. It would have to be. And Rocky Seaman is one of them. He built a bike that's just a rusty side hoe. That's what it is. But you get to see everything he did. He didn't cover any welds. He didn't sand out this, do that, but none of that. I think that would be cool. I'd like to do some new, unique stuff like that, where good things like that would be, unique build offs. I really want to do a stereo competition, but in the biker build off thing. Because I think with the way that all of the audio industry is going, and I love it that the innovation is there with the 8 cubic feet saddlebags as monsters. I love it that people are doing these rider bikes with the stereos, but I would like to actually see what someone could come up with in 90 days, a stereo competition. If it was just a stereo competition, which means you're not getting judged on paint job, you're not getting judged on how clean is this, how clean is whatever. You're getting judged on, you have to have 2 motorcycle wheels, a front wheel and a back wheel, and then you got to put a stereo system in it. I think that would be cool. It might be boring for a lot of people because once you play the first song, 2 songs, 3 songs, it's kind of over with at that point. But I would throw a wrench in it and be like, okay, part of the build off is going to be what'd you build? I want to see what you built, So if you're not prepared to show your trade secrets in the build off, because what you built would be just as important as how it sounds. I think a lot of people would be just blown away at the build, the structure. One thing I know to be true is that there are manufacturers out there that have spent a lot of time manufacturing, testing, tuning, doing things so that they could make audio bags, fenders, fairings, pods. What's up, Pat? Gas tanks, side covers. They're manufacturing these parts so that guys in the shop, it's plug and play with a little body work, a little creativity. You can have a freaking monster audio system. But if I did a audio build off, I would be like, cool. I want to see you build your stuff. I want to see what you can do in 90 days. You don't got to paint your bike. You don't got to do crap. but you got to show, you got to be able to see what you did. If we say, hey, pull saddlebag off, we want to see the wiring. That's part of it. That would be part of it. Hey, man, I want to see your bags. Hey, pop a bag off, pull a speaker out. Let me look inside your bag. We want to judge you on that stuff. I think if you're going to do an audio build off, that's what you would have to do. And then I think at that point in time, crowd participation is 50%. And then judging, like you'd have to have audio judges, like hypothetically get, if I could get it, I would want to get Joey Hensley, Scott Owens, and who would I pick for number 3 for audio? For sound, people that know what they're listening for. Maybe Ricky will get those 3 people to actually judge the sound of these 2 bikes. It wouldn't pay. It would just be the kindness of their heart to say, okay, well, that mother one right there, he got his shit going on. Then one got his shit going. But that's part of it. You know what I'm saying? So you would have the judged sound, crowd participation, and then what the hell did they build? You know, so it would be a mixture of who would win. So it wouldn't be just, you know, who has the loudest. You know, it would actually have, you know, some technical side to it. But I think that would be cool. Tim, bite me. If you take Rocky and you want to go against an amateur, that wouldn't even be fair. That wouldn't even be close to fair. Rocky's not an amateur. Yeah, me and Rocky been talking too here a little bit, just a little bit. But anyway, my whole point is that I want more than just somebody to build a big wheel bagger, put it in the biker build off, and that's just what it is. I want to mix things up, and I want to get back to, okay, 2 guys, what are y'all building? What are y'all comfortable building? No, you don't fit with this guy. You got to go over here to this guy. That's who you're going to build off against, because it would be more evenly yoked. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have somebody like, and Brian's already done it, but you know, a Brian Barber type guy that's going to build the frame, that's going to do all the work himself. You don't have to paint it, but fortunately Brian paints, so he could paint his own bikes too. Some shops don't want you to see the work they do because they can't keep it clean. The tins are cover-ups. Well, William Cole, you're the one that said it, not me. I agree that some shops don't want you to see the work. They don't want to, they just don't want that. But I would personally think if you're doing just an audio build, you can build an audio bike in a week. So to get 3 months to build an audio bike, you ought to have 3 months to run wiring and do this. And if you try to tell me, well, it takes 6 months to a year to build an audio bike, no, it doesn't. If that's the only thing you're building on the bike, no, it doesn't. If you can't build an audio bike in a couple of weeks, unless you're going to make your own parts, 90 days is more than enough time. Prove me wrong. Somebody prove me wrong and let me know if 3 months would not be enough time just to do an audio bike. I'm not talking about a custom paint job, air ride front and rear, center stands, big 30-inch front wheels, blah, 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 blah. I'm talking just an audio. That's it. So I got one for you. 2 teams of 5 different builders on each team. They don't know what team they're on until a week before. So, Brian, it's funny you say that. The original Discovery Channel, Hugh King, the Biker Build Off, they did that on one of their last shows where they just got all of the certain builders, got them all together, and they built the bike. And if I'm not mistaken, it was in Arizona where they built the bike at. But my whole point is that would be a good idea too. But then you got to find people. You have to get a group of 10 people and say, all right, you guys willing to travel? You guys, how are you guys willing to make this work? Because then that's going to cost people money, things like that. Aaron Howell says Special Ed Customs Motorcycle Audio Specialist. Aaron, what is that? Is that an advertisement? You trying to get some recognition on the show? What are you doing? I don't know what Special Ed Customs is. Not trying to be a dick, just kind of asking a question. Special Ed Customs motorcycle audio specialists. They did it in 10 days. That is right. Yeah, but you know what, Brian? They did do it in 10 days. But you had some of the biggest, wealthiest people in the motorcycle industry. Yeah, they did. A bike build should look as clean inside as the outside. I agree. I agree 100%. Bruno Coppola been there, still here. Aaron Howell. Well, I'm gonna put you on the screen, brother. Put you on the screen because I don't know what you're discussing here. Special ad is a reference to a placement in school for those who are handicapped in learning. Everybody been hanging out on YouTube. Yeah. And your point is, a point is that we're a bunch of broke dick motherfuckers right now. I don't know anybody in this industry right now that has that kind of money or those kind of resources. We love to get in and build a bike. Okay, that's who Aaron is. Okay, let's okay. So Aaron, I'm going to make this very, very easy on you. Are you watching on the grind page right now? I need you to reply with a yes or a no. Aaron Howell, are you watching on the grind page? He's not answering me yet, but he'll answer in a second. If you're watching, Aaron, all you need to do is send a message to the page you're watching from, and either okay, I know you're watching on Facebook, but I stream to 3 different Facebook pages. I stream to the Grind Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, and American Drag Seats Facebook page. It doesn't matter. Aaron, now I know who you are. Just go to that page and send a message with your name, your shop number, and your telephone number. I will call you as soon as the show is over. We can discuss it. I don't have any resources, but I do have a few fee banks close by if anyone's interested. Tim, God, he said, bring your own ski mask. I'm going to let you all in a little secret. Me and Tim Nagy sat on the phone for almost 2 hours one day discussing business. The dude is phenomenal. He's very, 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 very smart. I'm going to interview him, and we're going to break that nut out of the shell because that dude is very, very smart. Plus, he makes some kick-ass products. It's amazing he did all that. You get a sponsor to pay for it, and when it's over, sell the bike and give them money to charity. Okay, if we can find. Okay, Bruno, thank you, sir. Thank you. The grind. Okay, send the grind a message, and I will get that number. Either Uncle Bruno will text it to me or whatever, but I'm going to call you after the show in about 10 minutes, if that's okay. Tim Nagy, my wife's listening, and she's like, who the hell you been lying to? That's funny. Joe Faust come and picked me up for a few days. We got to go meet Tim Nagy at the shop. Yes, y'all do. Yes. See, let's go build 2 teams. 2 teams of 5 people. I don't care who's on your team. Go build 2 teams, and we will set something up. Because I'm literally itching to do another biker build off. Not me personally, but I'm just saying I'm looking to host another biker build off. The trophies are way better than they were before. Apparently, these 2 have said anyway. The trophies will be better. The publicity will be better. We're getting more going on with the show, things of that nature. But I've rambled on. I've said everything I need to say. All I'm going to tell you guys is this. If you feel the need to put somebody down on Facebook, just remember this. It makes you look like an idiot. It really does. If it's something really, really bad, call them, pick up the phone, or do like everybody else is. Piss and bitch and moan about them when you're standing in the shower washing your own ass. Because this stuff of putting it all over the internet, hating on people, is ridiculous. we really are at a point in time where we should actually be trying to help each other out in this industry, because there's a lot of good talent. And unfortunately, there's a lot of hacks in the industry. So, like I said, back in the early 2000s, man, you're going to start seeing shops falling off. 2007, just shops that I did seats for, 14 shops in Houston alone. Boom, 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 boom. Closed. Why did they close? Because they were never in it for the right reasons. They were in it to try to be somebody that they weren't, and they had no business doing it. They just thought, oh, well, I can buy this part, buy that part, both together. But then when it got serious and it got hard, they got out. They were done. They were done, son. So that's the way I look at it. We got here. Cool. Thank you, Uncle Bruno. Appreciate that. But anyway, I'm gonna let you guys get for tonight. I don't want to be sitting here just rambling for nothing. We all know it gets boring. People get too comfortable behind the scenes. Unfortunately, Greg, the truth of the matter is that in today's times, if you run up on somebody in public, there's a high probability you're going to jail for assault. So you can't even handle your fucking business anymore in the streets like real men because of, well, crap, you know. But you know what? Some people FAFO, they just do. But anyway, I got it. You guys go have a great night. We'll see you guys next Thursday night. Push the share button. Go to the YouTube channel, follow it, subscribe to it, get the notifications from it, and we'll see you guys back here next week. We will be trying to get an interview for next Thursday night. Watch the page. I'll be posting earlier in the week to let you know who it is, and we'll go from there. You guys go have a kick-ass